Morning everyone. I'm today at the Sheiha's office right now here in Jambiani, Kibigija, and I'm just making this video because I know it's something that most people are not aware of when investing or doing anything here in Zanzibar, to maybe understand what the system of the Sheiha is. And it's basically like a smaller authority on the community level that knows basically before things go to the next regulatory regulatory step. Basically the share, let's say if you buy a plot or something, the share needs to meet both parties, so you and the seller, to then witness that this contract is also approved by him. Eventually, if you register a new company here in Zanzibar, you need to go to the share as well to get like a letter of introduction from him, and he basically is the witness for everything that happens here around. Let's say now in Jambiani, Kibigicha, and in Jambiani we have actually like two Sheihas. One should be just two because the district is quite big, but yeah, it's actually quite a very important step. Even if you rent a property and you want to turn it into a short-term rental, like for basically everything you need to do, it's really on the official level. You need some official documents, you need some kind of security. The Sheiha is the one who mediates in case of any problems as well later on. For example, if you buy a piece of land, for example, and you don't, I think it's actually for this one necessary, but for example, if you have a rental contract with someone here on the ground and this is supposed to be for commercial properties or for a short-term rental, then if the Sheiha is not involved in this, because there, I don't know, I don't think it's necessary officially, but if he's not involved and you get into any kind of problems because the land owner or like the person who rents you out the property says that he wants the property back because he thinks he can do it himself, then you have less kind of security. So just saying this because this is a very unique system I'm not sure, I never saw something like this in Kenya before or in any other country I've been to, but Zanzibar is very specific. It's a unique case with this one. Therefore, I think it's very important to understand the system of the Sheiha and to really involve him in your business, because he is really the mitigator for every kind of issue you will face in the long run. If you have something in Jambiani, there's a different Sheiha for Michambi, there's a different Sheiha for Nungwi, there's in all the different districts. I think there are like a bunch of them, so there are many, and it's really important to know the person, let him really be the witness for all the issues, because he knows all the people in the village. Like now this one here in Kibigija, he knows everybody in the village, but also knows the other Sheihas, knows the other people. So in case of anything, he can be really the witness and say, for example, another problem that occurs sometimes is, for example, when you have a piece of land, let's say this piece of land over there, they're just all under construction, and this piece next of them is not there, and they start to build over into the next piece of land. Because he knows most of the people in the village, he will be there to just be the observer or like the mitigator, because he knows that this is not supposed to be done this way, for example. So just making this, because it's really important here in Zanzibar to understand the system, and probably also in different countries it's all like smaller places, it's also very similar, that you have basically some kind of leader for the community that holds it together, and there's like an extra level of security for you or extra level of insurance for you. Even if this still don't mean that it's like that no problems would occur, but at least if you understand this can just put another layer of security on top of what you're trying to do, especially if you invest your money here, or even if you just want to build your own property here. And same thing is when you buy a piece of land, even before the Sheiha comes to see the agreement, is also that because he knows who's the owner, who's the family, who the person is who's selling you this land, or like if this is legit or not, because also some people are not 100% legit here, they try to scam you or something. So it's very important to just involve him in this business. He, at least the one I met here in Kibigija, is very fair, and he also got an award or something for the best Sheiha in whole Zanzibar. So he's very fair man, at least the one I met here now, and I met the other one from Jambiani as well. So, and therefore I think it's very, it makes just things easier and just more secure for you. So just a couple of other things here on that note as well is it's good, for example, if you then involve him into this. For example, it's a rental contract, and you bought a piece of land, then you need to fill out the form, for example, and on this form you also need a local witness. So a witness means then someone local who knows also the parties, who can also put a word in case of any kind of trouble. So if you have a local friend or someone you can somehow trust, you also need to bring this person, because then he is also the witness of the case and he can help you actually with what is going on. So again, another layer of some kind of security, you know, like if the more here it's a bit different, that you cannot just go through lawyers and you fix all your problems. Here I think the local parties like the Sheiha in this instance are very, very important to be involved in your business, even if it's something that's quite unusual as well for me. When I heard it the first time, I didn't quite understand it, but now I see the importance of it. And I also need to get some documents signed, but right now I called him and he's not here. And yeah, I will try my best of luck later on again. But this just on a short note, because I think it's very, very crucial. If you do something, invest in anything here in Zanzibar, these local parties needs to be involved as well, to just give your investment an extra level of security and also understand the local systems. Even if you go and invest in a different country, I think there might be also like maybe different local authorities on that level that can also help and support you to be a bit more secure in the long run. So I appreciate you, and I hope this helps you a bit. This is a really short one, and yeah, just using my last couple of days here in Zanzibar to fix up the last few things, and then I'll be going back to Nairobi very soon. But yeah, I hope this helped. Yeah, don't forget to involve the Sheiha in your business, especially here in Zanzibar, and then I see you in the next video.